yesterday. Mainly that was the first demo that we have conducted. Okay, in a special request, like multiple students has reaching out to us to that they were not able to reach out to admin and they were supposed to attend one more session. That is the reason that we have selected this particular session is also a free session. And tomorrow onwards, we will be sharing only the link with the participants who are going to. Guys, you are not able to hear me? Hello,
You're
I
audible.
can
we are
hear, but it's like a
We
very
can
low. It's
hear him.
volume.
just a second. Is it fine now?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically what has happened, this is the one more free session, and after this particular session, only the enrolled participants will be shared with the new Zoom link that will be only for the daily basis that team meeting will be conducted from that particular link. Okay. Going forward, guys, as we have gone through in the yesterday class that what this course is all about, who can take up this particular course, what are the benefit of this particular course, what are the course curriculum in this particular course, and how we are going to plan to deliver this particular course, what sort of offering that we are going to offer, like what will be the training lectures. After the lectures we may be assigning you some sort of material, some sort of assignments, okay, the instances that we are going to give, and everything has been provided to you in detail that what this particular course curriculum is all about. Okay, and roughly, if you have any technical background, non-technical background, IT background, non-IT background, you are already an experienced professional, you are having a 20 plus years experience, you are having 2 years experience. So this course has been designed in such a way that it will fit into everyone's requirement. Okay, because we are starting from the very basic, which is the fundamentals, and going to the actual real-time practical implementation, practical uses, and practical delivery that any company, any organization, any client is requesting to work upon by the consultants. Okay, roughly, guys, after attending this particular training, actively taking all the classes, going through the recorded video, taking up the assignments, okay, preparing your updated CV based on the sample CVs that we are going to provide, connecting with the admin and the teams to get your mock interviews conducted, you will be roughly placing yourself within having a 2 to 3 years of fusion experience, fusion technical experience into almost 3 years of experience. Okay, and that 3 years experience, you could not that okay, it's a basic experience or intermediate experience. It is an actual practical real-time experience that you can target to. Okay. So moving ahead, guys, as first thing that we will be covering that, okay, what this application is all about. I will not be today focusing more onto the theoretical part that we will be taking it in next classes, but just to give you a brief how this application is all about, how you will be accessing and doing the things. So guys, what has happened as part of this particular curriculum, you will be provided some sort of URL. This URL will be provided to you if you have the internet connection, go to any sort of browser, hit that particular URL as you are opening your Gmail or WhatsApp or any sort of URL you can put. Once you put the URL into the browser, you will be landing into some sort of login screen. In this login screen, guys, you will be provided with your specific username and password. Okay, you will key in your passwords, and once you log in into the password and click on to sign in button, what you will see, you will be landing into the home page of the application. This is the main application, the multi-million software that has been provided by Oracle that we used to call as a fusion. That has been, this is the application that you will be having the access to. Okay, talking about this particular application, guys, very basic. Next 10 minutes we will be discussing very basic about this particular application. Like this is the home page of the application. Here the home icon is also there, so nothing you need to remember. You will be able to figure it out and recollect these things that okay, once we land into the login into the application, we will be landing into the home page. Once we click onto the home page, once we click onto the home page, guys, what has happened? The person who logs in, Kala.Kevin has logs in, his name will come, and what is the time zone this server has been hosted. Accordingly, these greetings will come. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Does we need to control this? No. Okay, in this, guys, you see at the top there is a global bar. This is the global bar which contains some global button. You're standing anywhere, like suppose you go into some page, you're standing into this particular page. Okay, you go into any application, any page, any function, you will see that this blue color global bar will be always there. So from this page you want to go back to the home screen, there's a home screen available. Click onto this and you will be landing into the home screen back. Okay, now the user that has logged in, this user has logged in. So you tell me any application, like suppose you have the Gmail URL. If you have the URL for Gmail and you will just simply put gmail.com, will you able to access the Gmail account? No, right? You must need to have the account created for Gmail. You must need to have your username, you must need to have your password, and then only you should be able to log in into the user account of the Gmail. Agreed? Everyone is clear with that?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So guys, what has happened once you open that particular any sort of service using a username password, what we used to call it, there is a concept called authentication. What we used to call it? We used to call it as authentication. So suppose the server that we are opening, the software that we are accessing, to access this particular Fusion application, what exactly you are looking for? You may be provided with some sort of URL, you may be provided with some sort of username, and you will be provided some sort of password also. If you have these things, what you can do, you can access this particular application. One thing where you can access this application, guys, can you access this application into laptop or desktop or in your mobile phone? Okay, you can access into any sort of device, any devices which has the internet and browser, you can access this device. Suppose you want to access the application from your home, you can access from your school, you want to access from your office. So it is being hosted onto the internet. The application is a cloud based application. It does not being installed into your laptop. You can, wherever there is a browser, wherever there is a internet available, if you have the URL, if you know the username password, you should be able to access this particular application. Okay, anybody who's from the EBS background, they can understand the limitation. EBS has to be have some sort of Java toolkit to be installed. Nothing is required here to be installed to open the application. Okay, so guys, this concept that we should be accessing the application, we used to call it, we used to call it as authentication. Okay, authentication, like somebody has to be first authenticated. You will provide your username password. Once you provide the username password, then the person who's authorized to access the application can only access this application. Okay, now guys, suppose you log in into the application, but you are being authorized to perform certain actions. Like suppose the person who logs in, he's working as an HR manager of the company. Okay, in HR manager, he's working for the India location, and he is working and handling the north division of the India, suppose. Okay, so what sort of operation this HR can perform? The HR has the functionality that he can promote any employee or it can terminate any employee. Okay, he can hire an employee. These are the actions that the HR can perform. So if the HR cannot have the accessibility to terminate the employee, suppose, so even if the user has logged in, can he terminate the employee? No, right? If the HR for the India location for the North division should be able to promote or hire, these two actions are only allowed to the HR. Then if the HR logs in with the valid username password, still whether the HR should be able to terminate the employee? No, right? HR should not be able to terminate because this functionality is not been provided. So what is that called? That concept we used to call authorization. What does authorization means? That okay, you log in, you are a valid HR, okay, but you are not authorized to terminate an employee. The work that you can perform, only two kind of work that you can perform is either to promote and hire an employee. Okay, and guys, that is the reason once we log in into the application, what you will see, this user has logged in. He has so many roles. He may be a payroll manager, he may be an HR manager, he may be a financial head, he may be the CHO of the company, he may be CEO of the company. Currently, this user we have assigned to act as an admin. Once he is acting as an admin, that is the reason you will see there has been different sort of screens, different sort of capability. Each of these section itself is having different pages or functionality that the person can use and access and perform different sort of actions. Okay, how the access for these particular things, like if Kala.Kevin will log in, he will be able to access these 10 pages, but if Piyush.Jain will log in, he will be able to access only 5 pages. How it has been governed? That has been maintained by the admin of the application, Fusion admin. He has the concept of security. He will be managing the security of the application. Okay, he will be managing the security of the application that we will be learning. In the security, what kind of work that we are going to learn? Like, suppose as an admin you will be asked that, okay, 5 people are joining in the company, please create the user account for these people. Okay, someone will say that, okay, there are 3 female staff, they are going for the maternity leave, please log their account. Okay, someone will say that, okay, there are the employees, they try to access the Fusion application and they try to access the application by wrong password, so their account has become logged, please unlock their account. Okay, they may ask that, okay, there is a user, this user is working as an HR manager for India North Division. He may be working as an HR manager for India North Division. Okay, the user says that, okay, the person from the South Division has left the organization and we want that, okay, this user, the username may be Kala.Kevin. Okay, this user should need to be now given an additional roles and additional rights, that he can act as a HR manager for South Division also. Okay, so guys, what are these things called? HR manager North, HR manager South, these are called roles. In the Fusion application, everything, every access, every page that you will be able to see, access, perform, that is called different sort of roles. Okay, like suppose there is a role that, okay, the person, suppose the username is Kala.Kevin. To the Kala.Kevin we have assigned the role called HR manager role. Okay, so what sort of role the HR manager can perform? The person is an HR manager for which location? Suppose India location and North Division. Okay, and what sort of operations are allowed for this particular user to perform? He can promote the employee and he can transfer the employee and he can increase the salary or he can change the salary for the employee. So once this Kala.Kevin person will log in into the Fusion application, his roles and responsibilities are to act as an HR manager only for the India country and for the North division. Suppose Piyush is the person who's working into the India in the North division. He's working into Delhi state. So HR will be able to search this employee and perform which sort of action? These 3 actions. If Wajid is the person, Wajid is working into USA. This is the HR. He logs in into the application, but she should not be able to search Wajid because Wajid is not into the India region. That is called, guys, role-based access control. What we used to call it as role-based access control. Okay, like the person is having a role of a HR manager North, so he could be able to perform the actions only to this particular person. If the user is having a role for US, then the user should be able to search Wajid also. Clear? Guys, is this clear?
Yes, please.
So guys, looking into this, since the user that I'm currently login, it has so many roles. It has a payroll manager role, it has a financial advisor role, it has a admin role. That is the reason based on the role. Suppose there is one role that will give you the access for this page, for other role this will give you the access for this page. There is a third role that will give you the access for this page. In that third role, it will be having so many functionality that has been offered. That is the reason there has been different pages has been provided into the system. Okay, so moving ahead, guys, first thing that we need to understand, that you will be able to see all these things. You can go to any of these pages here. Suppose under this section there may be hundred of pages that are supposed to be displayed, so all the pages cannot be displayed here, but additional page, if you click on to show more, what you will see, click on to show more. If you are login into the as an HR manager, going to the my client group tag, these are the different functionality that this user can perform an action upon. So all these pages that this user can act upon, those pages can be accessible from here. Okay, What this used to call, this entire blue screen, that once you log in and go to any of these tabs and see these things, this is called some sort of dashboard. Okay, where you will be able to see different icons. These icons are nothing but different pages that you can access and perform different sort of operations or duties. Okay, next thing guys, if you see anything here, the same thing if you see in the left hand side, this is called navigator. What is this called? Navigator. Click onto the navigator. All these tags that you will see, me, my teams, my client group, and all these things, and clicking onto this you will see me, my team, my client group. Under my client group there has been several pages has been provided. So same way you can access the things from here also, same pages you can access from here also. Okay, in this guys, as we say that okay, if we go to any of the page, doesn't matter we are standing into the first page or we go into the second page or third page, it's a drill down of the pages, but this blue bar with this global button will always remain there. Clicking onto this, it will take us to the home screen. Clicking onto this, this is a global search. You search anything, any employee into your company you want to search, you can click onto this and it will give you the details about this particular employee. Okay, that's how the employee that we have searched it open. This is the short name, this is the name, this is the phone number, this is the organization detail about the employee, this is the org chart, what is the job, grade, position, location. Every detail about this particular employee has been provided here that we can check, validate, read the inputs. Clear? So who will do all this work, guys? As we said that okay, once we install this particular software, once the company like TCS is start using this particular software, every employee will log in into this software to perform certain sort of actions, like those sort of actions to check their pay slip, to download their pay slip, to apply the leave, to cancel the leave. Manager may also log in into the application to approve the leave. Manager may also log in into the application to apply the leave for themselves or to give the rating to their subordinates. HR may log in into the application to review the transfer request that has been initiated by the employees manager. All these work, different user can perform different sort of actions. Once they log in, based on their access level, based on their work responsibilities, they will be able to access different screens, different work they can perform there. Clear? Fine. Guys, as you see that suppose you are able to access some particular application. In this, suppose you are going to access this particular URL again and again. Do you need to type this URL again and again? Or you can simply mark this particular URL as a, you can mark this as an add to favorites. You can click onto this and it will be added to the favorites. Suppose there is a page, to access that particular page you have to click first login, then go to my client group, then you have to go to suppose one of the folder. Suppose this is the folder, under that there is a page will come, you have to open the page. To open this particular page you have to click suppose 5 times. So if you want to see whatever the jobs declared into the company, like every company may be having job, grade, position, location, departments, right? So in case you want to access this particular page, you have to click 5 times. But instead of that, if you open this particular page and you want to mark this page as a favorite, like instead of navigating to this particular page, you go to this page and click onto this star icon. What will happen? It will give you the option to add that into the favorites. Click onto the item favorites, add to favorites. So that page will be added as a favorites. You can directly, wherever you're standing, you does not need to navigate anywhere, just click onto the favorites and you should be able to access that particular page. Clicking onto this favorites and you will see whatever the page that you should be regularly accessing, you have maintained these 3 pages as favorites, and click onto this, it will take you to that particular screen itself. Done. Here guys, let's first understand. Yes, Abdul, you have any questions? Abdul, you have any questions?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, Abdul, tell me.
Suppose a user complains that I cannot access this page, right?
Abdul,
So,
we are at the initial level. Okay, let's understand the flow. Very basic things we are discussing. Okay, all these queries that whether people are able to access, not able to access, that is because of the some role. Every user may be having required some role. Someone will say that okay, in my department I am also an HR.
I have not finished my question. So
Okay.
I know this roles decides what pages I will have access, right?
Yes.
So suppose a user is complaining that I cannot view a specific page, right? So
Okay.
and this could happen to any modules or any page, right? So what
Yes.
will be our standard way of fixing that issue?
So that is what I'm saying. This is very initial and basic thing. I cannot explain this at the moment. And that
Okay.
is not your role. Okay. You are going to be here as a fusion technical consultant. These are the add-on things that we are explaining in the first initial week to give you the more detail and confidence about this particular software. We will be discussing all this scenario when we will be taking up the class for the security console. Okay. We will be
Okay.
covering the administrative work. At that time, we will be discussing these things.
Okay.
Okay.
So right now out of scope for this session. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, because this is just to in continuation to our demo, we will be giving you the highlight so that you will be getting more familiar that what will be containing into this training and building some sort of base to the actual training. Okay.
Okay. I'm good now. Thanks.
So guys, suppose any screen, okay, whether you are into the financial screen, you are into the HR screen, you are into the supply chain screen, mostly the screen has been designed in such a way what you will do from these screens. Guys, either you are supposed to create some data, you are supposed to search some data, you are supposed to update the data, or you are supposed to delete the data. Okay, like suppose if we come to this particular screen, mostly what you will see, there is a search option is coming. You want to search something, you can click onto this to search the data. Okay, suppose we will search something called manager. Okay, you will see that okay, the manager is there. Click onto this, the details about the manager. In this system currently there are two managers are available having these particular things. Suppose you are not satisfied this, you want to check more details about this, you want to sort the data, you can sort the data. You want to see that okay, these are the filters coming, you want to remove the filters, click the filter will be removed. You want to add more filters, click onto this, it will give you the UI to select some sort of filters. These filters are coming, like you want to see only the jobs that are of the manager containing the name as manager, but they should need to be inactive. You do that and see currently there is no job which is inactive. That is the reason data will not be displayed. In case you want to see, remove the filter from here. And since the filter has been removed, there are two jobs which are containing a name called manager that will be listed down there. Clear? Now, if you are interested to go more to see into these detail, guys, every object, any page, whether it's an HCM job, grade, position, location, department, person, same way, whether it's a purchase order, it's a sales order, whether it's a receipt, it's a supplier, same way, whether it's a GL entry, it's an AR entry, it's an AP entry, it doesn't matter. Mostly the screens has been designed in such a way, and all the screens are having a unique uniform feature that okay, it will give you the screen giving the search bar where you can search the details. Okay. Moving ahead, once you search the things, click onto this. Mostly the main object name will be an hyperlink. Once you click onto the hyperlink, what you will be able to see, you will be landing into the next drill down page, which will give the more details about that particular business object. Okay, it gives you more details about this particular business object. That okay, this is the name of the uh, job, this is the grade of the job, it has been started from this date, this is the code, this is active, these details has been listed down there. Suppose you listed down these things, most of the pages in the right hand side, there is an action button. Whatever the options that are allowed to you, as per your roles and responsibility, as per the role that the user logs in, whether you are allowed to update this particular thing, or you want to correct this thing, or you want to duplicate the thing, or you want to delete the thing. Suppose delete option is not there, you logs in into the application, your manager says that okay, please delete this particular manager job. You will come here and you will say there is no option to delete to me. You will take a screenshot and reply back to your manager, whether manager should need to assign you some sort of role so that you can perform the action, or maybe this particular business object is not even allowed to be deleted. It doesn't matter whether the role is there or not there. There are certain business object by Oracle that Oracle says that okay, once you create, you cannot delete, you can just inactivate those particular roles. Clear? Clear, guys? So guys, suppose we select one of the option as a correct, what will happen? The same page will open up into some different mode where these fields are editable. So what do you want to change? Suppose we want to change it that okay, instead of putting as XX manager, the name should be exercise manager new, and click on to submit. Once we click on to submit, what will happen? This particular job XX101 will be updated with the new name. If you search now again here, what you will see, the two name will come and the new name will take some time to reflect. Okay, why it is taking time? Maybe if the HR is doing some changes, the employee is doing the changes, then these transactions are supposed to be reviewed and approved by the head HR, or it must need to be approved by the line manager of that particular employee. So where you will see all these transactions which are happening into the system, there may be some page, there may be some screen. Since I am the admin of the application, if I have marked that particular page somewhere, that page name is search page, or that page name is, I have marked here or not marked here, you can mark those pages here also. Otherwise, the navigation to that particular page is, if the admin logs in, admin can see any transactions happening into any module, any place, any location, any user is doing any transaction. What they can do, they can log in, go to the tools. There is a software called, there is a tool called, there is a utility called. That utility name is transaction console. Transaction means, guys, any activity that the end user, the business user, the functional user is doing from the UI, from the front end, any activity that you are going to do, that you can access this particular screen if you have the access to this page. Once you click and access this particular page, what you will be able to see, you will be able to see those transactions listed down in this particular application. Okay, you see all the transactions which are listed, which are there, that has happened by different user, that will be listed down. By default it will show left hand side, all the filters options are coming. By default it will show all the transactions which has been performed by different user which has failed. What is the transaction name, what is the type of the transaction, on which date this transaction has happened, whether this transaction has passed or error, which is the user who has submitted this transaction. You want to remove the filter, click onto this, and the other transactions which has failed, passed or anything will be listed down. You see, this is the transaction which has been, what operation we did, we edited the job, right? Who edited the job? Tala.Kevin user. On which date it has been edited? This user has edited this on this date. And what is the change happen? The change has happened, the new name is coming, XXMG manager new. Clear? So guys, what has happened? Although this is not your job, as a technical person, we are not, nobody is reporting that, okay, boss, I created 5 jobs, but they have not reflected. They may have stuck somewhere, or it may be pending for some sort of approval. Please go check, validate, and give me the screenshot where it is pending. So I will reach out to my manager to get the details. No, that is not our job. But it is always good to have this sort of additional delighter sort of knowledge. Okay, that is the reason, guys, we will be learning every aspects of our technical functionality as an admin, that we will be going through this particular tool. How to track the transaction, how to filter the transaction, how to terminate the transaction, how to approve the transaction. Suppose this transaction is pending for the user Piyush.Jain. Piyush.Jain has to review and approve this transaction, but somehow Piyush.Jain has already left the organization, or he has gone for a 1 month of annual vacation. So what is required? Person will say that okay, this job to be created very immediately because we need to hire the person. So what to be done? What to be done? They will say that okay, as an admin you will go select, and there may be a provision. Some options will be coming as per the access. You may be required to cancel the transaction. You may need to auto approve the transaction. You may need to force approve the transaction. So all those features we will be practically demonstrating and seeing as part of this particular training. Clear? Yes, SS, please tell me what is your query.
My question is security console, and then what is the navigation actually for this? And then creating a username and these things and attaching.
So SS, like you please focus on to what we are going to cover. Okay, this is not the actual thing that you should need to learn and remember. We are going to cover these topics separately, one day sessions. Okay, just to give you an highlight, guys, once you log in into the application, go to the navigator. Under navigator there is a tab, there is one
Okay.
sort of section called tools. Okay, there's a section called tools. If you have the appropriate roles, then only you will be able to see this section tools. Okay, these tools are nothing, guys. There has been different small tools, small utilities, or you can say small softwares has been provided by Oracle. Okay, so all are not for our purpose. We are going to be a technical developer, but whatever the things which are common, which everyone should need to know, whether you are a business user or admin or end user or technical person, we are going to cover those particular things. Okay, one of the tool is transaction console that we are going to cover in detail. Same way, there is a tool called security console. As we said that, okay, we need to create the user, we need to create the role, we need to assign the role to the user, we need to activate the user, deactivate the user, reset the password for the user. Who will do that? Admin will do that. How they will do that? If admin logs in, he will come to the tool and he will access this particular tool. It will open some new tool and there he will be doing all those things. Okay.
In some places, there is no admin. Project manager needs to do, no?
Admin means whosoever can do, he is the admin. In the company, in the role, in the hierarchy, his role is project manager. But if he is having this particular screen access, okay, that means he is the admin. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Now, guys, moving ahead, as we were discussing about this course curriculum, this is just the demo, second demo. Okay, what we are discussing, I am discussing at the moment that, okay, under the tools, there has been different sort of utilities, different sort of softwares are available. These software has certain purpose, certain meaning, certain utilization. So these software does not give you that, okay, you learn, suppose, file import software, so you became a technical consultant and you may need to sell yourself that, okay, give me the job. No, it will not work like that. But as a technical person, once you're going to learn these particular tools, these tools are internally using these small sort of utilities tools. So it is always good that, okay, the technical person should be knowing these particular small utilities. We will be having a complete session onto these things. Same way, guys, as we see, we are not going to be the admin, we are a technical consultant. But for a technical consultant, if you are going getting an interview, they will ask you that, okay, have you maintained, have you created the user, have you created the role, do you have any knowledge about the how the security of the application being maintained? So out of 10 you will say that, although we are not considering the administrative sort of training, but out of 10 you can consider in a 1.5 hour of lecture, we are making you actual real-time understanding and practical demonstration that you can roughly rate yourself 7 to 8 if you attend the lecture and go through the lecture. If you practice those things also, then you can even rate you more than 8 also in that concept. Clear? Fine. Same way, guys, this is not a work of a technical consultant, but it is very much important and required because, as I said, there is a very thin line from the fusion technical and fusion functional. Nowadays, everyone looks multi-skill person. Although you are being interviewed for writing a BIP report to extract the data, but they will also say, do you know the personalization and customization? Why? Because they want the report that are being created, those report has to be activated into the fusion software in the navigator. They want some personalization, that there should be one more category, like you see these different categories, right? The business wants that, okay, add one more category here, one click report or any name. Under that, you please add some custom pages. Once the user click onto that particular link, the report should need to access. That is the real-time scenarios that the business is expecting. So it is always good to know that, okay, you will be familiar and hands-on with the tools called personalization and customization also. Clear? And to do those particular tools, guys, what has happened? Oracle has simplified the things. Oracle does not make very big software or very big sort of tool that will give you 10 sort of capabilities. No. For simple thing, for simple task, Oracle has given small sort of software. Like suppose there's a tool called user interface text. Suppose if we log into this application, in this application, suppose this label is coming name. Instead of name, we want to show it as a process name, suppose. Okay. So you want to rename this particular text. If you are a .NET developer, HTML developer, or Java developer, what you will do? This is some sort of website hosted into some server. Everyone agreed to that? Guys, you're getting my voice?
Yes.
So is there any challenge answering to my questions?
No.
Actually, you are going somewhat faster. And we need to follow you. That is a thing. Yeah.
Then you should need to
Yeah.
tell that, okay, we have to slow down. If the
Yeah.
entire chapter will go, see the
I'm not sure
main
what about others. Yeah, I openly told. Yeah.
no issues, just in case you are not following, or if you're thinking that okay it is going fast, it may be going fast because I'm going to cover so many things. Okay, it is also just a demo, it's not an actual practical learning. As I said that okay, we are going to learn all these topics separately, there will be a separate classes for these particular things. Okay, so it's just an highlighter that okay what you are going to achieve, what will be the work that you are going to do, what sort of roles and responsibility as a technical consultant, what are the real time of work that has been assigned to you, what different sort of tools has been available into the fusion. So guys, as I said that okay, in case we just want to change the label, okay, so there is a tool available by Oracle. We will be using this particular tool to change the label. There is a tool that okay look and feel. Suppose the company logs in into this application, TCS has purchased this application. By default, Oracle has sold this application, and this application is opening into blue in color. TCS says that no, I don't want blue color, I want my company theme is red, I want this application to appear into red. TCS says that okay, why these icons are coming into round, I want to put it into square. Why this label is coming in black, I want to put it into blue. Something, the personalization, the customization, changing the look and feel of the application is very much possible. For that also Oracle has given one small utility tool that is called appearance. And guys, it's not that okay, since you are not a functional person or you are not admin, you should need to put lot of efforts to learn these tools or something. Very simple tool. Okay, and you should not even need to remember these things. Oracle has simplified the things. The naming convention of these particular utilities are also something that you can correlate and understand. Appearance, what do you understand by the appearance? The tool name is the appearance, like okay, how the look and feel, how the appearance, how the customization can be performed into the application. Okay, structure, to add new page. As you see that okay, in this application there has been different categories, each category is having different page. Suppose in this category you want to add two more pages here, two new custom pages to be added, or you want to create your own category, and under that category you have to add five more pages. Okay, now suppose you want to save those five pages, three pages should be only accessible to the person who logs in from India, and two pages to be accessible only to the person who log in from the US. These sort of customization, ruling, these sort of fragmentation of the pages, all are possible that we can see here. Clear?
What about OIC you are going to cover? What are all the chapters?
Oh, okay. So guys, what has happened, like since most of you may be curious to know about the OIC, first of all guys, we will be covering in Fusion everything in the Fusion that is available as on date in the market. Okay, which is practically available, which is real time, which is possible, we will be covering. The main work of a Fusion technical consultant is to extract the data and to load the data. For both these tools, for both of these work, there has been different tools are available. Those tools we are going to cover in detail. Okay, these tools are these tools to extract and build the report, these are the tools. Okay, some tools are common, like if you learn the BIP report and OTBI report, it doesn't matter whether you are a Fusion financial technical, supply chain technical, or HCM technical, you will be knowing these tools, you can use the skills of these particular tools everywhere. So these two tools are very important and primary focus for any technical consultant. You should need to master or have good command onto these particular tools, because once you learn these particular tools and being as a Fusion technical consultant, your scope of work will be increased, you will be getting wider set of opportunities. It doesn't matter whether the companies are recruiting for the supply chain or finance or HCM. Definitely if you have worked onto the reports of HCM, you know, and you have more skills into HCM, but the skills from the tool perspective, that will remain common. Okay, same way guys, there has been different tools that will be covering. In addition to load the data, these are the tools that we will be learning and covering. Okay, SDL is one tool to load the data, HSDL is the tool, FBDI, ADFDI. So these two tools are for the HCM track, and these two tools are for the supply chain and financial tracks. Okay, there is one technology, web services. What is web services? Why web services? Different type of web services, which language we are supposed to do in web services, which software that we need to use to test the web services. Are we going to create a web services, or somebody has already created the web services that we need to use? Everything that we will be seeing and practically demonstrating. We have created all the samples for the web services that we will be covering as part of this particular course curriculum. Okay. Moving ahead, guys, as you have asked for the OIC, going to the OIC track, if we go to the course. So guys, in a nutshell, what we will be discussing in the first demo, we have just covered what is high level, what kind of a role of a project, what kind of consultant, what this tool is all about, what are the main role of a fusion technical consultant. Okay, this what we have discussed. In addition to that, guys, at a nutshell, very briefly, we have discussed how to access the application. Okay, what are the home screen, what are the global buttons, how to switch from the layout. These all things we will be discussing. Then we will be discussing different tools, different sort of application, different sort of utilities. As we said, basic tools and utility, we just cover very 5 minutes. We have talked about the transaction console, but we have a complete chapter about the utilities. We discuss about very briefly how to navigate to the job screen and how to search for the job and edit the job. Further, we will be learning how to search job, grade, position, location, how to create an employee, or how to search an employee, add a phone number to the employee, and all those sort of things. If you learn how to search, create, insert, update, delete of one business object, then you are thoroughly understanding the navigational flow of the screens, because the application is uniform in nature. All the screens for different business object will be behaving and showing and showcasing the navigation in the similar way. Clear? Clear, guys?
So you are talking about the APIs, REST APIs and other things, update and
Okay.
other things. Are you
Yes.
talking about, okay, what about the VBCS?
Okay, guys, let's park for 5-10 minutes more for to take up your queries. Okay, I will walk you through with this so that you will get an idea. Okay. So guys, talking about all the course, we will be covering BIP. I request you everyone to go through this particular sheet. It is also the course curriculum also has been hosted onto our website also. All detailing about the BIP tool we will be covering. Then moving ahead, as we said that there has been different tools available to extract the data. All detailing about those particular tools, what we are going to learn, the theory, practical, where to search, where to create, how to copy, how to paste, how to extract the data, how to migrate the component from one instance to another instance, what sort of documentation will come, who will be the different sort of stakeholders involved, who will be assigning the work, what is the role of a functional consultant, what is the role of a technical consultant, how you will be building the report, how you will be testing the report, how you will be delivering this report to the functional people to test, how you will be creating a test cases before you hand over the work to the business user. Okay, all these things we will be discussing in detail. The technology to load the data, which sort of data that we are going to load, how to going to load, what are the concepts, what are the data, what are the validations that we are supposed to perform. Okay, all these details, everything has been mentioned in detail there. Okay, talking about, guys, as you are most of you are interested about the customization and personalization, there has been different sort of tools available that all we will be covering. Someone who's looking for how the workflows, how the approval, how the suppose we are trying to change the salary of an employee. Okay, as a manager, you are authorized to change the salary. So what business wants, if the salary change is less than $5,000 per annum, it should be auto committed. But if the salary change is more than $5,000, it should need to be reviewed and approved by the HOD of that department. So that sort of custom workflows that we are going to design. So this is the technology that we will be covering, how to do the transaction console related work, how to transact the transactions, how to track the transaction, update the transaction, approve the transaction, all these things, and how we are going to define custom workflows. Okay, how to test those particular workflows. Once we define those test workflows, how to migrate those workflows from one instance, like from the test instance to the production instance. Okay, clear? Guys, the HCM extract is the tool that is only specifically available for the HCM track people. Those people who are from the HCM track, this is very recommended tool, more powerful tool that Oracle has recommended to extract bulk sort of the data. There is a very unique advantage of this particular tool that will help you to extract the change only data. What does change only data, guys? The change only data means, suppose you have created one sort of report or some sort of HCM extract. Okay, this extract is supposed to be designed to extract the new hire implies data, suppose, or imply data. So first time you are running in your software, in your company, you have 10,000 implies. So what it will do, once you run this particular report or extract, it will give you 10,000 rows. Okay, then what has happened, next day you are running, 200 more implies has been added, 200 more implies has been hired. So what has happened? Next day, it will not fetch these 10,000 records which has been already extracted and shared with the business, or shared with the LIC of India, or shared with the tax department of India. The details that has to be shared, that is the new records. So only 200 records should be extracted and shared. You does not need to do anything. System has been designed in such a way that it will fetch only change only data. Okay. Next third day, guys, suppose what has happened currently, suppose as you see, there has been 12,000 records into the company. Okay, next day what has happened, 1,000 new employees has been hired, and what has happened, 500 existing employees has been changed. Some changes has happened to the 500 employees. So in the third day, how many records will come? It will fetch 1,500, because 1,000 new records and 500 records which has changed. That is the beauty of the change only extract. Change only means only the records which has undergo the changes. Clear? Understood the concept? Guys, is this clear?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Moving ahead, guys, as we are going to more focusing onto the OIC, definitely OIC is a hot cake. If you know OIC, you will be getting Excel into your careers faster. There is a huge demand about the OIC things. So guys, we will be covering everything. Like there's nothing in the OIC that we are leaving in this particular course. Starting from the concepts, starting from the theory, starting from the conceptual building, the real-time scenarios, that why the integrations is required, who's going to build the integration, what is the role of an OIC consultant, what is the role of an architect, what is the role of a Fusion functional consultant, what is the role of a Fusion technical consultant, what is the role of a third-party consultant, who's expecting the data to be delivered to them. Okay, so considering what is OIC, why we required OIC, what is integration, why required integration, if we are not using OIC, is there any other technology Oracle is supporting to build the integration, if whatever the challenges that we are facing in past, what are the different versions of the OIC. So guys, in OIC we have version 1, version 2, version 3 that we used to call generations. Okay, nowadays every company is asking that, okay, they need a trained professional or experienced professional who are the Gen 3 specialists. So as part of this particular course curriculum, we will be practically demonstrating, learning, and doing all the integration work into the Gen 3. Okay. What is ETL? What is PAS, SAS, IS sort of things, that all we will be discussing. We will be discussing that suppose TCS is willing to buy the OIC, which sort of variant, what sort will the benefit that they will be purchasing, whether they will be purchasing a standard variant or they will be taking professional variant. Okay, then moving ahead, OIC is totally depending on to the web services. So we will be covering what is web services, what is different type of web services, why we require web services, are we going to create a web services, how to consume the web services, how to test the web services, how to find different web services that has been offered by Oracle, which tools are required to test the web services, where to download those particular tools, how to check which web service required which sort of input, how to select and pass those inputs, which web service is going to perform which action and give you what output, how to check that particular output. All these things we will be discussing in details. Clear? Clear, guys?
Yes.
In
Yes.
addition to that, guys, moving ahead as part of this particular course curriculum, guys, only technical thing that you require, that is SQL. If you know how to write select statement, select star from table, only that code is required. Rest everything in this particular course, although this is called Fusion Technical course, okay, but it's not a coding course, okay. It is a no code, low code of platform, no code and low code. You might have heard this particular term. What is happening, guys? It what this sort of tools will offer you, it will give you that you will either drag and drop the things. Once you drag and drop, code will be created automatically in backend. Or what it is some sort of wizard. Some sort of wizard will open, it will ask you some questions, you answer these questions. Based on the answers that you will got, some code will be created. Or guys, what has happened? It will be some sort of properties. Okay, some tool, some page will be there. Each component may be asking some properties. The way that you will set those properties, the look and feel, application, the behavior will change accordingly. So that is the reason Fusion Technical course, these different course, different tools that we are going to learn, majority of these courses are cloud based, no code, low code sort of platform. Clear?
Yes, please.
So guys, as part of
VVCS, do you teach extensively or what? How will you?
guys, I will be reaching out to that level. Okay, wait for 10 more minutes. I will be explaining,
Okay.
since whatever that we are going to cover I have explained, I will be explaining that also. Okay, so guys, as I said that, okay, if you are not a technical, good, we will be covering and everything from the scratch. If you are technical, I don't need your Java or coding or anything. If you know SQL, in SQL, guys, I don't want you to create table, create view, insert query, update query, delete query, SQL query, merge query. No, I don't need anything. In the entire Fusion, you just only need to write select query. Okay. Other than that, there is no coding into the complete course. Then we will be understanding how we will be creating a CSV file. What is CSV file, XML file, JSON file, web services, different kind of web services. So guys, as we yesterday also discussed, who's the person, who's the youngest person? Sanjil Jain is the person who's the youngest person. Who's the eldest person? Vikram is the person who's the eldest person. Clear? So we will be discussing how to create this XML file. What are these particular blocks? What is this greater than, less than? Where is the value? What is this called? Everything we will be discussing in detail. Same way, there is something called JSON that we will be discussing. In addition to that, guys, strictly we are switching to the OIC part. Taking about the OIC, guys, what we are going to do in the OIC. What is the services? Before we go to the OIC, it is very important that we should need to know what is services, what is web services, what is input, what is output, how to consume the services. All these things we will be discussing and understanding conceptually before we will be practically doing these things. Okay. Talking about, guys, then we will be discussing once we complete the fusion techno functional sort of thing, the fusion portion we will do, then we will be starting into the OIC. So you once complete the fusion technical tool, you will be knowing almost 20-30 sort of different sort of tools. Using that also you can explore the market, you can update your CV, you can show your talent into your teams, provided we will be starting with OIC. OIC is a different ball game altogether. Okay, so what is OIC, guys? OIC is one sort of software. Okay, this is one sort of software which is available into the internet over the cloud. You can access this particular software. Okay, and this software itself is offering three kind of different sort of services. We used to call that as a services. What are these services? ICS. The second service is, as somebody was asking, VBCS, and the third service is called PCS. Okay, so guys, if someone is asking that, okay, we want to hire OIC consultant, What they are referring to, they are referring to that okay, they need somebody who's an expert into ICS. ICS stands for integration cloud service. Somebody who can integrate two or more applications, like they are responsible or they are capable to make TCS is using Fusion, SDFC is using SAP. They are the key players who can make these two systems communicate and exchange the data between two applications. This kind of service is called ICS. So guys, as part of this particular curriculum, as we said that okay, we are going to cover OIC. OIC, anybody, anywhere, any of the job portal you will see, if they will say that okay, we need an OIC consultant 2 years, 5 years, 7 years, that means that they need an expert of the ICS. Anybody who's specifically looking for VBCS consultant, they will say that we need VBCS consultant. What is the VBCS consultant, guys? That is called Visual Builder Cloud Service. What is this Visual Builder Cloud Service, guys? Suppose this Fusion application is there. These pages has been designed somehow, right? You have seen insert page, update page, search page. Using this VBCS, we are going to define and create different sort of pages. Okay. Clear? Third kind of service is process cloud service. Okay. This is not in scope. All practical, real time, in scope. Everything we are going to cover. Guys, if you take VBCS, VBCS itself is a separate training for almost 20 hours of a separate training, 20 to 30 hours of a separate training. If you are not a technical person, if you don't know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Java, writing a code, what is an event, how to design a website, how to design a page, this is not very easy for you guys. Okay. But if you see any of the application, any of the website, any of the page that you're going to do, what you can do into that particular page, guys, you can search, suppose you can search the job. You can create, insert new data. You can update the data, existing data you can update. You can delete the data if required. Okay. You can show the data, multiple rows can be shown into table structure. Okay. In that table, guys, you want to delete some row, create some row, edit some row. Okay. And filter some data into the table. So as part of this VBCS, all the concept, how to create a database, how to create a business object, how to load the data, how to migrate the application, how to create the application, how to create different pages, how the two different pages will communicate with each other, how once you click onto the button, some the behavior of the application is something. If you click onto a radio button, the behavior of the application is something. So as part of this particular curriculum, we will be covering all these sort of things. Okay. Clear?
But PVC's earlier courses you did not cover. Recently, you were added.
Come again.
Earlier classes and all, PVCS you are not taught
As okay,
extensively.
I'll explain that also. So guys, what has happened? We are revising our course. Okay. We are revising in the case that okay, it should be benefited to our participant and it should be aligned to the latest trends of the market. So nowadays, the only reason that we have included VBCS, although we have a separate batch and separate courses for the VBCS. Okay. Because VBCS is altogether different sort of technology, different skill set, and different sort of dedication and knowledge is required. But what has happened, if I am not sure whether you are from the Fusion background or something, but if you are from the Oracle background, you might have heard a keyword called Redwood. Okay. Redwood. So what has happened? The pages into the latest Oracle application, earlier in the initial pages, the Oracle application has been designed into OAF. After that, the application has been designed into ADF. Okay. And now the application, the pages has been designed into VBCS. Okay. So what has happened? It is what we understood that okay, it is required that our guys should not be an expert of VBCS, but if out of 10 they need to rate themselves, they can roughly rate themselves as a 6 or 7 with the practical knowledge, with the tool knowledge, with the opportunity and a hands-on experience to create the pages that can help them to search the data, update the data, delete the data, showcase the data into the table, export the data from the table, all these things. That is the reason we have extended our course and included this sort of content also in this particular curriculum. Okay. And that is what I have said, that the commitment from our side, whatever, like if you attend this particular course later on, if we get extending something, all those samples, all those access will be always uploaded into the same sort of G Drive. Lifetime access will be provided to those particular contents to you. Okay.
There is no morning classes, only evening classes only. Yeah.
It is not like that. If you have any concerns related to the class timings or something, we are regularly conducting a class, one batch morning, one batch evening. Okay. Please touch base with the admin, check with Kumar, and he will help you to accommodate as per your requirement to suggest you the best class timings. Okay. Fine.
Fine.
Moving ahead, guys, what you will see that as you are so concerned about the OIC, just to give you the glimpse about the OIC, guys, any software that you're going to learn, suppose I would like to explain, before I explain anything, I would like to pause for 2 minutes and I want everyone to concentrate onto this highlighted content and read through at your own. Okay. And tell me this, I'm trying to explain you what are the integration, what are the different kind of integration, how we can classify the integration. Read through and tell whether you are able to get anything from these particular selected contents.
The first one is inbound. Inbound, where the data is coming from other ERP.
So just a second. I don't need an explanation. It's just if you read through this, okay, read through all the 3 kind of classification and just be sure that, okay, you are getting at least by reading into this. If you don't know anything, but reading into this, out of 100, you get 10%, 20%, 30%. Just be sure that, okay, if you're getting 20% by reading into this, that is more than enough for me to accelerate your skills up to that level that you will be achieving your goals and your dreams. Okay. So what has happened, guys, as we said, OIC is the main platform that offers you one sort of service called ICS. The main purpose of ICS to extract the data and put it across and share across between 2 applications. So that data that we are going to extract could be classified into 2 types. One is inbound and other one is outbound. Inbound means once the data is coming from outside world to be inserted into the Fusion application, that is called inbound. Once the data is coming out of the Fusion and going to the some outside world, that is called outbound. This is simple and clear to everybody.
Yes.
Then, guys, suppose the file that you're extracting, I am saying that, okay, every time you're running the file, if you have 10,000 rows, it should always need to extract the 10,000 rows of the data. That is called full file. Like suppose the customer wants, the integration wants, the HDFC wants that, okay, I don't care whether you are processing the salary of an employee or not salary of the employee. If your company has 10,000 employees, create the file that will list down all the 10,000 employees data. If the salary is not going to be processed, put 0. But you should need to give me the entire 10,000 rows. Okay. Or otherwise, what SDFC will say that, okay, give me the delta file for which employee you are processing the salary. If you are processing the salary only for the 2,000 employees and rest 8,000 employees you're not processing, then give me the file only for 2,000 employees. That is called incremental file or change only file or delta file. Clear? Moving ahead, guys, we will be discussing what are the different kind of things that has changed from version 1 to version 2, version 3. What are the components of the OIC that we will be discussing? And then moving ahead, how the OIC is going to be used, guys. So we will be learning and understanding the OIC from this part. Okay, what we are going to learn from the OIC, we will be learning administrative work of first we will be learning the navigation, then we will be learning how to create the integration, and then we will be learning about the administrative work, how to run the integration, activate the integration, deactivate, schedule the integration, clone, create a copy of the integration, how to create a different version of the integration, how to export and import, how to rename, how to unlock the integration, how to delete the integration. So within the first two chapters of the OIC, you will be getting the full understanding from the concept, from the purpose, from the uses, from the basic understanding of the OIC, the navigation of the OIC, how to access the OIC, what is the purpose, what is the benefit, what is the uses, what are the different components available, what is the sort of terminologies that are available, so that you will be able to present yourself, talk your in those particular discussion. You should be able to think through about those particular discussion and participate into those sort of discussions within your team, within your colleagues, within your opportunities that you're looking out into the market. Okay. And then the administrative work, because once the integrations are ready, as a technical person, who's the admin is also a technical person at certain point of time with some sort of years of experience. He will be not developing the things, but he will be managing the things. So what they are supposed to manage, how they are supposed to manage, everything we will be covering here. Okay. Then guys, we will be looking into something called different activities that we have, how to print the message, what are the note activities, declaring the variable, whether it's a local variable, global variable, how to schedule the things, schedule parameters, creating some sort of assignment sort of program, like you will be doing the simple interest calculation, calculating the area of the program. These are not the actual uses of the OIC, but to have an hands-on, we will be seeing, practically seeing, and you will be taking up these sort of assignments. Okay. Moving ahead, guys, there has been some additional sort of activities that is required. How to handle the exception handling, how to use the switcher, like if then else, how to use the parallel activity, what is scope activity, how to loop through the conditions multiple time. Like in any of the programming, you might have gone through the for loop or while loop, right? So here in OIC also we have those sort of activities. We will be seeing that. We will be seeing how to send the email from the OIC server. Like suppose you have been asked to place the file into the FTP server. You take the file from the Fusion, place the file into the FTP server, and after the file has been placed into the FTP server, you may need to send the mail to the officials of the HDFC Bank that guys, file is being ready. Please go and connect and read the file. Now it's the responsibility of the SDFC team. SDFC team is using SAP software. SAP team is also having some sort of set of consultant. They may be having some set of technology, whether it's a .NET, Java, C++, Java. We don't care. We just intimated. Now they need to handle at their end how they are going to connect and read the content from the file and process that content into their software. Okay, clear? Then guys, we have certain important components which we used to call adapters. There has been certain adapters, 6 major adapters that are practical real-time adapter. Every integration is revolving around those sort of adapters. One is FTP adapter, where you need to deal with file-based operations, creating a file, appending into the file, deleting the file, reading the file, moving the file, okay, zipping the file. All these operations we will be seeing. Then there will be an adapter that you will be playing around with the database. In the database, what you can do, you can insert the data, update the data, delete the data, or you can search the data. These we will be seeing. Then there is a something called soap based adapters that will help you to connect with different sort of soap APIs. As we have seen, there has been different sort of soap APIs are available. The most important soap API is web services related. Once you need to extract the data from the Fusion, the only technology, the most important technology that has been recommended by Oracle to extract the data through BIP. In OIC, how you will be doing? From OIC, you will be calling some sort of services to call one particular API to get the data from the Fusion server. So we will be calling and creating the SOAP connector to call the BIP reports. Now, if this BIP report has to be put into some FTP server, we will be connecting BIP report and FTP server to put the data into FTP server or to insert the data into the database. And once the data has been placed, the integration will generally end by intimating the stakeholder that this data has been placed into the FTP server. by sending the mail to them that, okay, we are done. The data is ready into the database. Please go and connect with the database. The data file is being readily placed into this particular location. Please go and take the file. So all these things we will be covering as part of this particular OIC training. Okay. Different kind of connections, guys, like FTP connection, what sort of operations are allowed. All these things practically we will be seeing how to read the file, how to update the file, how to delete the file. Okay, these different operations, each operation may be accepting some different sort of parameter. Those parameters we will be discussing, identifying where you will get those particular details. Okay, because at the time of the learning, suppose these 6 operations are available. Once you get deployed into the project, 2 more operations will come. So do you want to come back to me to again pay and learn? No, right? I am your friend, philosopher guide who will help you to understand the things, practically learn the things, expedite your learning, support you. Okay. But at certain time, you will be a professional. You will be looking out for the things and growing your knowledge day by day while actually working, right? So where to search those things, how to read through the articles, how to read through the documentation provided by the Oracle, all these things we will be learning. Okay. Same way, database connection, what sort of work we can do, to call the BIP report, what sort of operation we can do, to connect with the Fusion application to perform some sort of SCM related work, which connection is required, to perform the connection within the Fusion application to perform some sort of supply chain and financial related work, which adapter is required, how to make this connection. All these things we will be discussing in the sense practically demonstrating. Fine, guys. So this is what I have planned for today. In case you have any questions, doubt, queries, this is an open form now. You can ask those particular queries. In addition to that, guys, as I have requested that, okay, tomorrow onwards, this is the last free demo that we have conducted. Tomorrow onwards, only the enrolled participants will be getting a chance. A new Zoom link will be shared only with the participants who has enrolled. There will be a new WhatsApp group will be created for the batch. In that, all the communication, all your accesses, all your video recordings, all the materials that we have to share, that will be within a 2 days after the enrollment. Admin will be contacting you and sharing those details onto your registered email address. Okay.
So morning classes also you are conducting yourself or different person will take?
I am only conducting the classes. For Fusion
Okay.
Technical, I am taking the entire classes.
What time you are?
So that is what I'm saying. For that particular queries, you may reach out to admin. They may be planning different batches. They may be able to guide you as per your availability and schedule. Okay. Fine, SS.
Okay. Okay.
But yes, we have regular classes. Every month we are starting a batch into morning as well as in evening.
Okay.
Fine, guys. Arvinda, Bursha, Ramesh, Sainda, Sandhyan, Sandhya, anyone has any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, we can wrap up the session. This is what we have provided you a high level overview. Today also, I have given you some sort of glimpse how we are going to cover up, teach, explain what are the things that we are going to cover. Tomorrow onwards, guys, I request you, please join with your name. Okay, it is very inconvenient. Please join 5 minutes before. Please join with a stable connection, because if you keep dropping off, joining in, okay, it will be inconvenient to allow and admit you in between the sessions. Okay, try to join from your laptops. Okay, please keep a note of any questions that you have. I will address every single question. Okay, if you thought that, okay, someone will say, I have heard that, okay, no question is silly question. No, questions are silly, but you can still ask. I will answer, but I will mention this is a silly question, because you will not need to do that particular mistake in front of your client, in front of your customer. Reason is, guys, this particular course is not going to make you a developer. You will be a high-end paid, high-end reliable customers facing consultant. People will be thinking that, okay, you are a high-end Oracle Fusion technical consultant. They will reach out to you. They will rush back to you with their problem statement, considering that you are a high-end resource. You will always talk meaningful. You will never talk meaningless. You will always talk in a context. So this particular course is not to teach you only the course, only the training, but to build you a mindset of a consulting mindset. Okay. So until unless it is not required, we will not speak. The thumb rules which are required, until unless we have not need to be asked to own anything, we should not need to own anything. There is a different set of responsibility. Functional people has their responsibility, admin has their responsibility, technical people has their own responsibility. We are making you a more skilled, more vibrant, so that you can get a better opportunities. You can sell yourself into a market, showcasing your skills. But in practical world, guys, there is no consultant that okay, they will say I'm an expert into BIP, I'm at same extract, I'm loading the data, also I'm extracting the data, also I'm building the integration, also I'm creating the pages also. No. Oracle is a very highly demanding, very costly software. There will be a technical team. That technical team roughly will contain 20-30 people maybe in the companies. Those people who are from the Gulf background, they are working into UAE, Saudi Arabia and all. That is a altogether different thing. There is a one person, he is the supreme person. He has to handle everything. He's taking the requirement, he's documenting the things, he's creating a project, he's doing the solutioning, he's doing the development, he's doing the UAT. Gulf is a different thing. Rest of the world, things will go with the process. Clear? Further, guys, in this, I will be giving you a chance. Please keep a note of every question that will come and strike to your mind. In the last, you can ask, I can extend the session 10-5 minutes specifically for you. As part of this curriculum, within after 1 month, when the basic fundamentals will be done, I will be asking personally one or two persons to stay back to have more interaction, to understand what is your background, what is your expectation, what is your dream, what are the challenges, what is your feedback, so that I can address you to best and better utilize this particular training. Okay. Fine, guys. So that is what I have planned for today. I again request you, please reach out to the admin. There has been link shared by the admin. Please register yourself and make the payment. Tomorrow onwards, only the participants who has registered will be contacted with the new Zoom link. This Zoom link will not going to work from tomorrow onwards. Okay. Fine. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your time. Hope you have enjoyed the session and it has clarified your doubts and your understanding. And you must have made your decision to go ahead with this particular course, as this particular course is a recession-free course, high-end sort of pay package, working with the biggest of the organization, on-site opportunities. Okay, and it is always something new coming up. Oracle is an ocean of technology. You will not be getting bored. You will be challenged by the customer, while provided 50-60% of the work you have already done. So you have to leverage those things to have a relaxation life also. Like if the work that has been assigned for the customer, they may thought, okay, this is the first time you're creating such report. But that is the Emirates airline thinking. You might have already worked for Fly Dubai. They have also requested you similar sort of reports. So you have already have the experience. 50-60%, 30%, you can leverage those things. So you have the time frame to explore the things, learn the things, relax at the time. It may be the challenges that, okay, you have to ended up working for 16, 17, 18 hours also a day. And that is not only for 1 day or 1 week or 1 month. It may extend for maybe 1.5 months, 2 months also. Okay. It depends project to project, timeline to timeline, and consultant to consultant, company to company. Clear? Fine then. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for attending the session.
Thanks, Piyush.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you.
Thank you.